Hello everyone, this is Vinyl Lover back here with another video, and this time it's my 10 Desert Island albums. Yeah, and it's a kind of a thought experiment I've been fidgeting with the last couple of weeks, and the idea is that you somehow is stuck on a desert island for the rest of your life, and with a stereo and a record player, and you can only choose to bring 10 albums. Only one album per artist and no compilations. So yeah, it was quite hard, actually more difficult than I at first thought it would be. Because there's a lot of things when it's only 10 albums, and it's the albums you have to, the only albums you can listen to for the rest of your life. So I had some I knew I would bring, but then I got to thinking that maybe it's not, I would, oh, that's the siren again, sorry. Maybe it's not albums I'm listening to right now, but I wanted to choose albums that has been really significant in my life at some point. And also I wanted to cover as broad a musical spectrum as possible, you know, so I would have music for like rainy days and sunny days, and sad and happy days, and thoughtful days, if I wanted to party, and if I had hangovers the next day, yeah, and so on. So I would have music for like every mood I could be in. So, and yeah, and in the process I had to like deselect a lot of my favorite albums, and it has been very tough. I've been changing albums a lot, so yeah, kill your darlings, you know, make way for better albums, I don't know, or more significant albums, and I could easily make tomorrow another completely different top 10 or 10 different albums to bring, but today these are my choices, okay? And also, like in my other videos, these are alphabetical because it would be impossible to put them in like a real top 10. So yeah, I will go through them. The first one is The Band by The Band. It's their second album, not their debut. It's from '69. And yeah, one of my favorite albums. I will never get tired of this album, and I think it's slightly better than their debut, The Big Pink. I think all songs on this album are just incredible, and I love the sound, the originality of this band. I love the fact that they just did. They didn't follow any trends. They just did their own thing, and they ended up in the Catskill Mountains near Woodstock, living in this big old house, the Big Pink, and you know, Bob Dylan living down the road, visiting and jamming in the basement, and it's just like the whole romantic idea of it. And also their, I can really recommend their final concert video, The Last Waltz. It's just one of the best live performances ever, and great guests, and yeah, so that's my first choice, The Band. Next one, I know there's a lot of essentials here, but all of them really means a lot to me, so it's Revolver by the Beatles. Yeah, I had to narrow it down, and I think this is like in the middle Beatles for me. still have references from the early more rock and roll things, and also snippets of the psychedelic sound, and yeah, it's just an amazing album, great album. So it had to be this one, the Revolver. And the third album, yeah, this one has been in and out, or I wanted to maybe pick another one by my favorite guitarist of all time, Eric Clapton. I was not sure if I wanted to bring the Blind Faith album or his Derek and the Dominos. I love all those albums, but I had to pick one, and it had to be Israeli Gears, yeah, by the Cream, and yeah, 67. So yeah, you know this album, just amazing album. I think they went to America to record this, and they were very excited, and when they came home just before releasing this album, Jimi Hendrix released Are You Experienced? So this album fell a bit in the background, sadly, but this is just wow. Never get tired of the album. I just love the drumming. Ginger Baker is just so creative in his drumming, and yeah, Jack Bruce's bass playing and vocal style, and of course Clapton's playing as well. Just brilliant. Fourth choice, The Doors debut album. It's 67 also. Not much to say about this album. It's just yeah, masterpiece of an album. I love the groove these three guys can make, the instruments, and the overall feeling, sound of the album is just amazing. And his lyric style, yeah, he was kind of more a poet than a singer, and yeah, just great lyrics. The Doors. And as you can see, or where is it here, I'm also a big Dylan fan, mostly his early stuff. So this is the album that kicked it off for me, and has continued to be my favorite, I think, favorite album by him. The Freewheeling, Bob Dylan from, is 63, yeah, 63. Yeah. Not much to say about this. Is just essential folk songs, great songs, and I know it's hard to believe when you hear him today, but he was actually a really great singer and an excellent guitar player. So yeah, Bob Dylan. And the next one, To Rock Out, one of the greatest rock and roll albums of all time. Led Zeppelin, self-titled. The fourth album, I think. Yeah, isn't it? Unofficially called Led Zeppelin 4. Let's look at that, Immersion. Yeah, from 71. All killer, no thriller. Just love this album. And the sound is just so amazing. Yeah. John Bonham, greatest rock and roll drummer of all time. And just the guitar playing, Jimi Hendrix. Jimmy Page, of course. Yes. So, one of the newest albums of mine, yeah, Definitely Maybe by Oasis. They came at like there's been a drought in rock music for a long time. This is from '94, and grunge was passé, and we were getting a bit tired of it, and a lot of pop and bad club kind of things, bubblegum music was around. So we were a lot of people just longing for a true rock and roll, no bullshit band. And then these guys came along with their big English egos, and they just blew me and a lot of other people away. So this album is just wow. One of the best debut albums of all times, and definitely of the 90s. So I just love this album. I know a lot of people think that What's the Story, Morning Glory, that second album, is their masterpiece. To me, this one is the best, definitely. Maybe, definitely. Oasis. And another essential for me, this album from '76. Just defined a whole genre. They're from New York, streets of New York. Played their first gig at the CBGBs. Has anyone guessed yet? That's right, it's the Ramones. Their self-titled debut. And I've just always loved the Ramones from the first time I heard them. I love the melodic, the simple melodic tunes, and the raw punks, the raw sound, and their naive playing. It's just there's no bullshit, and they ran the group like they were a real group, a band of brothers, a gang, street gang. So yeah, just essential. Yeah, love the Ramones. And second to last, I have to bring one of my all-time favorite bands, the Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. It was really hard for me to pick which one to bring, but I've always loved Exile on Main Street. Maybe I'm more of the earlier stuff, the more bluesy stuff, but this one I think covers it all, and I love also the story. Watch the documentary if you haven't, on the making of Exile on Main Street. And it's kind of like the Beatles' White Album. It's really jammy, and a lot of drugs has been taken. Yeah, just killer album, and it's from '72. Exile on Main Street. All right. And the last one is also a new band, and one band that also completely blew me away. And they draw on a lot of my favorite bands. I know they were pretty hyped, and a lot of people thought they were too hyped and too overrated. That's the word. They were too overrated, but to me this debut is just a masterpiece. All the songs are beautifully composed, and especially the guitar work between the two guitarists are just brilliant. And I love all the references from all the television references, Ramones, Stooges, a lot of different things. Killer singer, arrangements, everything just works on this album, and it's It by The Strokes. I will never get tired of this album. All the songs are just brilliant. So it had to be this one. And of course there's a lot of other albums I could have brought, but this I think this covers my taste quite good. So I love that logo. So that's it for me. I hope that you will are inspired to do your own 10 Desert Island albums. So yeah, soon I will put up another video, and it is my top 20 debut albums. So maybe also soon another vinyl finds. So this is it for me here, Vinyl Lover, from today rainy Copenhagen. So take care out there. Bye.